Hey y'all. Okay, real quick, because I have to pick up my daughter from school. Oh, did I ever say I cannot stand going live? I cannot, but it's just a way to push myself because I'm so shy. I really am. I can't stand going live, but I'm trying to fix these clothes here. But it's a way to push myself, like I said. Anyway, I was watching, this is the crazy part about going live. Okay, see, I tend to go off on something when I want to talk about something else. But this is the crazy part of me going live is that I tell my husband, like, oh, I'm about to go live because I don't think that many people will jump on because they're at work. And he looks at me like, really? So you want to go live, but you don't want people to jump on? Anyway, okay, let me get into what I'm saying because I have to go pick up my daughter. So I was watching an interview with Brene Brown, and I am new to the Brene Brown thing. I never heard of her. I never watched her. I read her books. But my husband read one of her books, and he talks about her all the time. And then I have a friend who talks about her all the time. So I was watching a Brene Brown and Oprah interview, and they were talking about shame. You know, she tends to talk about that a lot. And so Brene Brown says there's two spaces we can live in when it comes to shame. Who do you think you are is one space, and I'm not enough is another space. Yeah, those are two spaces. I'm not enough, and who do you think you are? And so she asked Oprah, what space does she live in? Oprah says the who do you think you are? Meaning that's the narrative that we hear, the voice we hear over and over in our head. And so I said, for me, it's the same thing. I don't so much get the whole I'm not enough voice, but I get the who do you think you are voice. And so she asked Oprah, how did she get out of that? And Oprah said, by deciding to be the fullness of herself wherever she is. She just decided that wherever I am, I'm going to be in the fullness of my being. And I said I wanted to do that for 2018 because I hear that voice in my head all the time. And, you know, sometimes when you go out places and people look and they're like, who does she think she is? Especially when you're confident. And confidence doesn't have to come from arrogance. Confidence can be just you knowing who you are. It doesn't have to be arrogant. And I believe that God gives some of us that boost because we can help others come into that, because not everybody was raised to have confidence. Listen, I don't know what my mom poured into me. I really don't. I don't know what she gave me that gave me so much confidence. From the time I was little, I remember always being looked upon as who do you think you are? Because wherever I went, I presented myself as if I belonged. Because I'm thinking, why don't I have the right to be here? Why don't I have the right to be? It just didn't make sense to me. Like, if you here, why I can't be here? That's how I always saw life. And but I have friends who would ask me, like, how are you so confident? And I'm like, I don't know. It's something that's just natural for me. I don't know. I'm just always like, okay, well, if you could be here, I could be here too. Or if you can do that, I can do that too. But it's not in an arrogant way, because when I think of the question, who do you think you are? And sometimes when it goes through my head, and as you guys come in, you know, tell me what space you live in, or what space or what narrative do you constantly hear? Do you hear, I am not enough? Or do you hear, who do you think you are? And how does it affect your life? How does it affect the things that you do or do not do? Hi, Kia. How does it affect that? So go ahead and chime in and tell me as I share my story. And so sometimes when I hear the who do you think you are, it makes me dummy down, or it makes me shrink, because I don't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable. So I'm in my head like, okay, chill down, Summer. Don't make anybody else uncomfortable. But like Oprah said, being in my full being and whatever that is, that can help give somebody else that confidence, especially the people of God, because we tend to think that being humble is having low self-esteem, or being humble. You can know who you are and be humble. You don't have to be, think of yourself so low in order to be humble. You know, you're God's child. Who do I think I am? I'm God's child. I'm a lover of truth, a lover of transparency, a lover of Chris Creighton. I'm the mother of Janai, Sanaya, and Kyle. I am a lover of people. I love people. I love to help people. That's who I am. And I shouldn't have to shrink down in order to be looked upon as humble. So when I think of that, and I was telling my husband not too long ago, the enemy really wants to take our confidence. I'm seeing that more and more. I'm hearing that people are like, I want to do this, but I'm scared. And I live in that space myself. And so I have to think about that for a minute or 1,000, because I'm not sure what the negative voice is in me. Most of my life I am not enough. Yeah, I know a lot of people have that I am not enough, Ashley. And hi, Jackie. A lot of people have that I am not enough. I have a lot of friends who say they have that voice. So that's why I wanted to share, because I wanted us to identify the voices that goes on in our head that stops us from going forward, stops us from pursuing the things that God, hi Sharon, just be yourself. Yes, stops us from pursuing the things that God has given us. I have been in such a fearful place this year. It's just with all the challenges going on in our life financially and things like that has put me in a place of not wanting to move because of thinking like, well, this didn't work, so I don't want to make any more moves, or that, we tend to have that in our head. And even with the things that I know God has called me to do, I constantly hear that, who do you think you are? Like, no. And that's another thing, is just because, and I think every time someone walks away from you or disappoints you, it strengthens the I am not enough voice. Yep, true, Ashley. Yep, that's what I went through in my divorce, is thinking like, yeah, especially be going through it and the constant cheating. And so thinking like, okay, you constantly cheating because it's something I'm not giving you, or it's something I'm not enough. But I don't know what the story is for you, but that's what it was for me. So I get that too. And so the other thing I was thinking of too, with the who do you think you are, and when you know yourself, sometimes when you're not successful of what people think is successful, that's when they can tend to look at who do you think you are as well, because people think the only time you're supposed to be confident is when you're successful. They think like, no, and I'm like, be at the county office with your confidence as you work yourself out. Be at the welfare office with your confidence as you work these things out to do better. You can't tell me that I can't be at the welfare office and not be confident just because I'm sitting at the welfare. No, this is just a situation, but I'm going to get out this situation. You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing. So I always want to inspire and tell people, no matter what space you're living in, what you're going through right now, be confident that you are a child of God. You are his daughter. You have a right to be confident. And it doesn't mean, once again, it doesn't mean arrogance. It doesn't mean thinking I'm better than you, or we look at unbelievers like, okay, so we're a child of God, he loves us so much, and you don't believe in him, so he don't love you. So no, he loves everybody, and it's not arrogance. It's just the confidence of knowing who you are. So that was a good lesson for me. And so for 2018, that's what I say. I want to be in the fullness of my being. I want to be in the fullness of who I am everywhere I go, and I want to bring people along with me that is not walking in the fullness of who they are, and that allows that negative voice of you're not enough, or that negative voice of who do you think you are, that allowing it to control their life. I want to say no more. We're going to walk around knowing that we're children of God, knowing that we carry the power of the Holy Spirit that raised up Jesus Christ from the dead, knowing that he has called us to do amazing, amazing things. And because he lives inside of us, we can do it, and we will do it. And it doesn't mean that we're arrogant. It means that we know who we are. So the next time I hear, who do you think you are? I'm going to have to say it loudly no matter where I'm at. People are going to look at me like I'm crazy. I am a child of God. That's who I am. And I'm going to walk in every bit of that. So I hope y'all join me for 2018 in walking in the confidence of God and just conquering these negative voices of I am not enough. And you are more than enough. You are more than enough. You are everything God created you to be. You are created in His image. You have power inside of you to do whatever He called you to do. You are enough. And if you're not enough for somebody else, then they're not supposed to be a part of your life right there. You are enough. If you are enough for God, then you could be enough for anybody else. So you are enough. You are more than enough. You are loved beyond you can ever imagine. And walk in that. Walk in that truth. And watch it change things. Yep. So join me, y'all. I want y'all to join me. So we're going to get rid of the who do you think you are and the I'm not enough voice. And we're going to walk in God's power with the identity of Christ stamped on our forehead. And we're going to help bring other people into that do not have that confidence. That's the goal for 2018. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Bye.